Test 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. Uh-oh. Looks like we are live here at the 2025 Coach K Scholarship Open. We are, in fact, live. I apologize. This is the 3 p.m. qualifying squad. Just see that little typo. This is the first game of qualifying. What's up, man? Okay, cool. Thanks for letting us know. 3 and 4 broke already. Goodness, I don't know what the heck just happened. Darren Tank? No, he doesn't. Darren went spare, strike, spare, dash. Packs 10 there. That's a good shot. Who's that kid? Oh, Mark? Junior? Well, guys, I'm here. It's been a day. I'll tell you what. It has been a day. What's up, Yannick? Mixer got it. He's pulling good over there. Morgan through the face, splits. It's been a day. PC blue screen to death me. And been spending all night. Last night was here till midnight. Had a ripping headache. Got out of here. Came back early in the morning and worked and fixed on it. Worked on it to get it fixed. So that's where we've been at. Not ideal. Not ideal. But we are here. And now everything's working, it seems. Our internet's pretty good. Yeah, I think everything's good. Shouldn't have any problems. There's an echo. Uh-oh. There we go. Got it. Fixed it. Bangarang. Apologize for that. Nice spare there for Darren. A few big names out here. Chase Nino, Darren Tang. Anthony Simonson will bowl tomorrow. Ken Hayase Fong right here. Packs 10, really good shot. This is these two cameras right here. Same camera. This is one with lights, one without lights. Lights down, no lights on the other one. So, Hayden King packs 10. Good shot. I mean, we got front seven. What's going on? So much for it being difficult. Pocket 710. Oh, almost had double messenger there for Tim Smith. Not gonna go. Here's Adam Geschke. Hates it. Through the face, strips basically everything out. So that's much prettier than it was looking. Here's Darren. Hates it. Crosses over, leaves a 5. Oh! Boned 8-pin for Morgan Robinson. A really good shot. That was a really good shot from Morgan Robinson. A really poor shot from Adam Geschke, and they both get 9. Both get 9. Front 7 looking for 8. High flush, count it. Bangarang Rufio. About Chase Native. Bang, got it. Fortunately for us, our main pairs right here, you're going to be able to see the score real nice. Any of the other pairs, going to be a bit of a struggle. Bit of a struggle. Bit of a struggle. Hang. They're all going down. Main floor's got an issue. 1 and 2 apparently are different pins than the rest of the center. I don't know what's going on. All I know is this homie on 15, 16's got front knot. And that's a 4-pin for him. Shot 182 with a 1 open. That's a grinder, huh? Guess we better record this, huh? All right, here we go. Shot number 10, lane 16. Needs to hook. Mixer got it. I think I was saying this before we streamed. Maybe it wasn't. The carry here, phenomenal. I would say so, yes. I would. Steve's out here saying it's above average. I'd say it's phenomenal. go Mark. So this is Mark. What's his last name? Junior? Mark something Junior? Jim? Oh, high flush. All right, there's 11 bagger. There's an 11 bagger. Heard they were hard several times, and don't know about that. Here we go, front 11. Looking for, was this the 6th 300 in CB Tour history? It looks pretty good. Oh, bleeds it through the face, maybe a little slow, and that's 298. Great game there for Mark. I don't know Mark's last name. 298 to fire off game number 1. Hopefully he got high game pot. Hopefully he got in high game pots. We'll go over here for the conclusion of game number 1. And I'll be right back. Okay, your boy's back. Ken still bone? Yeah, Ken Fong's bone. We'll go with Ken Fong. Hello. Ken Fong? Mixer gets a 4 pin now. Nope. Adam Geschke, 234. Tim Smith, 204. Couple good games in there. Obviously, 298 from Mark Curtis. Gabe Alvarez strikes there. Gabe Alvarez, runner-up finisher at the CB Masters. Runner-up to Chase Nadeau. Chase Nadeau won the CB Masters. Some say they're hard. So obviously, Mark Curtis says no, sir. Puts up a very, very solid score. Mixer got it. That's where I'm telling you, the carry here, phenomenal. Phenomenal. There's Chatto McCreen. There's Chatto. Let's see what he's got here on lane 8. To the face. Messenger. Keep going. No. Close but no cigar. Chatto's bowling with Ken Fong. Chad gets that one right, not close. Never get the night here. This is from personal context for those just watching how things have been going. Ken. Mark Curtis, 298. We're going to get Darren Tang, Tim Smith, and Mark Curtis on this pair here. Pattern currently is incorrect. Anyone needs a link, copy the link, put it here. Update that. Update standings or standings. Boom, boom. All right, done. Yeah, 298 burger. might have gotten a little slow on the fill. Check went through the face. Adam Getchke put up 234. Gabe Alvarez 211. Tim Smith 2-0. Jason 80 190. Nick Vanderloom 202. Eric Tashida 199. Tight race here in the unders. Papas and pretzels. Oh, I just took them right out of Steve's hands. Need some carbs, Steve? Carbohydrates? That should be on. Let me get that paper out of there. That should be on. There you go.
All right, all right, all right.
Steve K of the Coach K Scholarship, the man himself. So what is it about you bowling your own tournament?
Yeah. You encourage me bowling my own tournament, Chayton. You encourage it. I'd love to be here either way, whether you did or didn't encourage it. And unless you put a rule in there excluding me from bowling, I would absolutely be here and love to compete and bowl in all these CB Tour events, and especially the Coach K one as well. So it's our third year of this, right?
Third year at the Gold Coast.
Third year at the Gold
Gracious
Coast.
hosts here. Make sure we have a nice office to use and put out our lane patterns that we make. Yep. Yeah. Steve doesn't have a hand in making the pattern. You know, he sees it at the same time everyone else sees it.
That's right.
What are you seeing? Talking about patterns, what are we seeing?
I can tell you. I mean, I watched quite a bit of the practice, and you know, Darren Tang was right in front of me here, and Darren and I bowled a doubles tournament in San Jose just a couple months ago. So I was a little extra kind of curious, watching, just kind of knowing what his ball motion is usually like. Of course, he's now like a fully converted two-hander, right? So he's always going to be about 2 arrows deeper than me, which is totally fine, and we bowled well together as a doubles partner. So even though we don't throw it alike, we had a good performance, and I tell you what, his ball was hooking. Ball was hooking a bit.
It's hooking a little bit out there.
Yeah, and so looks like the front of the lane hooks a little bit, and you got to make sure you get it through there. Now Mark Curtis, he was on the same pair as Darren.
Yep, same pair
as well, and now there's a game that I can relate to a little bit more, right? So that's encouraging for me, just to kind of see sort of maybe what might be working. But yeah, all in all, looks like 100% want to make your spares. You really can't get too sloppy, you know, and kind of let your focus kind of drift away, because we know there's not going to be a big shape difference in terms of the amount of oil inside to outside, but I'm almost looking more at the lengthwise taper, you know.
Yep.
When you have a pattern that's hooks in the front, you know, you need something that's a little bit cleaner and maybe ball down a little bit. But then when you have a long pattern with oil at the end of the lane, then you have the other part you got to kind of bring into play there and make sure that you don't just throw it all the way through it.
Yep.
And so it looks like you know, when you have a 290 out of the gate, it's pretty easy to say, wow, that's exactly what you got to do. But that's definitely going to have to be a starting point, right, for anybody coming here to bowl. Got to give that a look.
Yep. Yep. They, you know, I made a joke to Chase that we're gonna have to do the opposite of the USBC's urethane ban and ban everything 77 and over. They can't throw mixed. Because he whacked them with a mix, but I don't see that being a strategy here. As you know, I made the pattern, as everybody else knows. I made the last 3 patterns. A lot of it based off of what I've learned from John Janowitz at Kegel. His architecture in pattern design. I've used a lot of that with some of my own little quirks and tricks to see what we could do. To maybe throw in some wrenches, I guess, to do something differently than what has been done in the past, and it worked really well at the Trillion. I don't think it worked very well at the Masters, although I do think the best bowler that weekend won with Chase Nadeau. He shot 578 in the semifinals of the bracket with a mix. He was throwing it pretty good. You got to be on your game to be doing that. So this week, I think we've kind of caught a balance here from what I can see early on. As you can see, Mark Curtis whacked him the first game. He's just nice and smooth with it at the bottom. Nice and smooth with it at the bottom. How long will that hold up? Well, I guess we'll see.
Now, how long is this oil pattern, and how long was at the Masters? How long is that oil pattern? I guess that's
Masters was
kind of the
41
first thing we
feet.
can kind of chat about, I guess.
This one here is 47, 24.7 mils. The Masters is 41 with 26.5. So 2 more mils and 6 less feet at the Masters. Similar architecture, though, with that one load of 12 to 12, and then not starting the 2 to 2s till about 8 feet down the lane. So anything to the right of in the first 8 feet, any of the oil to the right is whatever the reverse pass was, which at the Masters was 3. I think we're also 3 2 to 2s on the reverse, and whatever residual was on the brush from the last lane. So keeps people from just mashing the ball with a bunch of surface and ripping it off the gun. I don't know. I had a chat with a high-profile ball. I won't name the name. A high-profile ball, and one of their ideas was, why don't they just don't oil at all? He said, don't oil at all. Right of like 6 at all, or like put no oil at all, like from 8 to 4, no oil at all. The whole lane, either side, 8 to 4. So without doing that extreme, we've done something kind of similar, so that, you know, I've seen a couple of guys in practice. They were pretty far right or left, and they threw a ball and they get 2 off the left with the ball with not a lot of surface either. And they didn't just grab their urethane ball and smash it with a 180 pad. It was normal ball. So
It definitely looks like right now that I have seen a lot more cleaner balls. Stuff, again, like you mentioned there, not much surface, something that's going to help get it down the lane a little bit. And then from there, it's really a matter of getting that ball to a certain spot, because you can go light and you can leave a washout if that ball gets too far to the outside. So it looks like keeping it, getting it down the lane, kind of keep it on line, and making sure it doesn't really jump off the back of the spot.
And there's definitely
into the pattern I think is maybe a good strategy, right?
There's friction over there, but you can definitely miss it right. It's not just
There's
a bunch
Ken
of free.
Fong.
There's Ken Fong.
We're looking at Ken Fong there. Bowling on lanes 13. He started out at Storm, one of our tech support guys.
Same as me.
Didn't he? You're familiar with that. Yeah. Talking with Storm Nation, giving advice to bowlers on balls to choose, layouts to go with, strategies for lane play, that kind of stuff. Now he's one of our regional managers, traveling the West Coast. That's right. Living out here in Vegas.
Yep. See what Chase Nadeau's doing here. Chase, he hits up on it quite a bit. Now, Chad and I were talking to practice. You've got to really figure out a way to get your ball to shape down lane without having to crush it at the bottom. So, like an Alex Hoskins-esque, where he can kind of make it shape down lane, but he doesn't really hit up on it and make it hook early. Andy Kinney, also a guy that can kind of float the ball through the front. Gabe Alvarez, really good at that. As you know, bleeds one through the face, who's on a 3-bagger. Real soft at the bottom with it for a 2-hand.
A lot of power on the ball, but not a ton of energy exerted. To do it.
Chado?
Oh, nice. Tripped that 4. Chad, of course, he's our technical director at Storm. Just got back from doing an incredibly successful seminar series in Asia. He's in Japan and Korea.
He's a celebrity out there.
And absolutely. Taiwan is awesome. Did a great job. Gabe bowled good, did he not, at the Masters?
Runner up to Chase Nadeau. Both of them threw mixes in the title match.
And Gabe helps out at our storm booth. He's been there.
Oh, that's a good shot.
Oh, nice.
Was he this year in Baton Rouge?
Helps out. Yep. And has been at the South Point a couple of times.
He's a good bowler. He throws
Great
real good.
bowler.
What kind of equipment do you think you see? Last year we kind of saw a similar thing where surface was a no-go. If you looked on the lane you're coming to, you seen someone on practice grabbing an Avalon pad, you're kind of shaking in your boots a little bit because that was going to not be ideal. So what kind of equipment are you looking to gravitate
Well,
towards?
I think right now I'm thinking something that does have a little bit cleaner surface and maybe tendency to kind of get down the lane a little bit easier is good. I don't think necessarily it has to be symmetrical or asim, but I think in general, I tell you the two that I'm pretty excited about trying, I think have a good look would be the Ion Pro Solid and the original Ion Pro.
Yeah.
I think both of those, they have a little cleaner surface. They don't flare that much, so typically stay on line a little bit longer. And there you go. There's Chad McLean just struck with his Ion Pro Solid there. So
he did.
Yeah, I think something that's going to, whether it's a little bit less flare like a pro model ball, or if it's a, could be a ball that just flares a little bit less on its own, it could be a Typhoon, really.
I've seen a couple of Typhoons go down the lane in practice. They look pretty good.
Could be a good choice as well too. IQ Tour AI, that kind of emerald green one could be a good choice as well.
Yeah, I liked a couple of RSTs out there, like a Hyperdrive Pearl. I think that would be really nice. A little higher
That's
G,
right.
kind of resisting its change of direction.
Yeah.
That's we saw that a little bit. People were pretty taken aback with 19 mils last year, but ultimately it played very similar to the year before, and didn't necessarily blow up like we were kind of worried it might. And I think a large part to do that was just there just really was no surface ever thrown, so the lane never got super crispy. Broke down a similar way that it did the year before. Everybody kind of migrated to a similar part of the lane. We saw Dallas Leong had some success, and he had the success the year before.
I think he had it was a kind of a semi-famous 299 game, didn't he? Last year?
Semi-famous, yeah. So, it's people see in the modern days with so little oil. Back in the day, 24 used to be a lot, but you don't need a ton of oil out there to make them hard.
That's right. Well, the other thing too, and this was one of the things I might even have, I've been talking about it a little bit, giving John Janowitz from Kegel some props for some time ever since I first heard it. But he told me a couple of years ago, and it would have been nice to have heard this a couple decades ago.
Oh.
But I think I really kind of stuck with me, and I see how true it is. And he said, and he was telling me that the thing that he's learned really as he's gone around the world and he's run lanes for all these different tournaments and patterns and watched and observed and all this stuff, in that sometimes you do put a lot of emphasis or focus on the oil pattern, and maybe sometimes it's almost more than it deserves, whereas the number one thing is where you're bowling, the bowling center, in terms of the characteristics of the center with the lane panels, the surface, the installation, the topography, everything that comes with just having the actual surface itself. And it sounded like he was at one point saying, like the oil pattern mattered 80-90%, and then he was getting a feel for, okay, maybe it's only 70, maybe it's only 60, and then he was down to even less than that. What matters more than anything is the bowling center you're bowling in.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I think we see that a lot at spare time. Surface is difficult to bowl on. We put a short pad out there and it played impossible. A short pad that probably shouldn't have played impossible. And the pattern that we played at the bowl on the Masters, very hard. Anything shorter than kind of 44 feet at spare time is going to play difficult, regardless of how easy you try to make it play. Similar thing here. I don't know if necessarily it would make a short pattern would be hard, but with the the tracks that hook so much, and I think you're seeing that why the ball wants to check so hard if you get it right.
That's right.
That's because the track hooks so much, and that's why we kind of generally go with a long pattern here every year, because it allows multiple angles to play, and it doesn't lock out anybody because of the topography of the lane surface here. So, Corbett and I were, John, about the Rush Funplex that used to be the Syracuse Family Fun Center.
Corbett Austin, he's the vice president of operations there. It runs the whole plant at Storm. And a great bowler, too. He doesn't get out bowl enough.
Yep.
You guys were chatting?
We were chatting about the Utah Open at Syracuse Family Fun Center and how their lane panels were like extremely hard and you couldn't get anything to hook there.
That's true.
Yeah. So that
there was probably the dullest bowling ball I've ever used in my life.
Yeah,
was there at that but bowling center. And again, like you said, the characteristic of the lanes, it was just a real low friction surface. The other thing too that we talk about a little bit, but you definitely saw it at your Masters tournament. But we used to have the Storm Utah Open there as well too, at that bowling center in Roy, Utah, right? But when we've also had the Storm Utah Open in Syracuse at the Family Fun Center at the Rush, and so the other thing you get is the difference in. We're not bowling one game. We're bowling across the house, and when you're moving pairs, not only do you have the differences from the just moving pairs, but you also have the lane-to-lane difference in certain places based off their installation. You would have characteristics on the left lanes hooking more or less, or the right lanes hooking more or less, and then does the low end of the house hook a lot more than the middle or the high end? And you just have all this stuff that goes into play. And it also does, again, the best bowlers you typically win, right? No matter what you put out, maybe they're using a mix or maybe they're using a super dull Ion Max, A lot of times the best bowlers absolutely do win the tournaments, but they're going to go about it different ways based off of what they're bowling on and different strategies. And I don't see anybody, probably not going to be using a mix going up around 6-7 here.
No.
It's going to be pretty hard to score well doing that, my guess.
The thing at spare time is you can kind of get it right and it would want to hook. And if you got it up the lane, it would shim. But if you get it right here with 47 feet of oil down there, it's going to be tough to get a shiny mix to turn the corner.
Yes, yes.
Where you could play so close to the gutter, your angles are very, very straight to the right. And the carry is tough. When the carry is as good as it is here, you're going to need to strike a few times.
Yeah.
But
it's something to be said as far as pin carry goes too.
It's an
how
art.
Easy they move around or dance around on the lanes. Las Vegas in general. I mean, I grew up here in Vegas, and am pretty familiar with a lot of bowlers from around the country that used to come to Vegas, and they all said the same thing as far as pin carry goes too, because of the it's such a dry climate, and the pins would move around and dance around a lot more here than other parts of the country, because of that too. So
they fly around here. They sure.
Yeah, Vegas has been kind of known for good pin carry.
That we saw a little bit of that at Westie's, the pin carry there. The pattern wasn't necessarily the easiest, but man, I remember watching your game. You had a game there where you went through the face 4 times and struck each one of them. It was entertaining to watch.
Yeah, sometimes you just, I mean, there is that saying about rather be lucky than good, I guess. But I don't think anybody, you take somebody that's already kind of that's lined up and doing the right stuff, they make a bad shot, get lucky and strike. They're pretty tough to beat. Yeah. So. Yeah, my years, lucky and good is.
In my years of doing this now, and watching, and some would say building a format where there's a fair amount of luck involved relative to maybe other formats that are out there. I've yet to see someone win that wasn't was a shock to me, or I don't want to say didn't deserve it, but wasn't the top 5 bowler in the field that week.
Yeah.
I've yet to see that happen.
Yeah.
So, got bowl good?
Hey, speaking of top 5 bowler, there was a time when you were doing some rankings for bowlers for the tournaments when they signed up for that. Did you have any rankings going on for this one?
See, the blue screen of death
Published
got me.
or non-published?
No.
Blue screen.
The blue screen of death got me.
Oh,
This we were gonna do a pick'em. We might do the pick'em for the finals. So once we have the final set, we'll do that group for a pick'em.
Okay, right on.
For rankings, I don't know. Oh, that's what I was gonna look for the roster. I sort by average here. Matt Zwig, 231 out there. I don't know if Dallas is going to make it because he's stuck in Chicago.
Stuck in Chicago.
And Kyle's out there. I like Kyle. He throws it hard, so I think that's going to be an advantage. Anthony Simonson, Darren Tang. I would say Darren, but he's bowling so-so right now. So I don't know if he's getting frustrated.
I think his ball's just hooking a little more than he was anticipating right now.
Yeah.
A little earlier. He's probably got a lot more equipment or surface adjustments or something too. I can't imagine he can't hold him back for too long.
Yeah, I'd like to maybe see his speed go up a little bit. I think that would help a little, especially on the parry zone. Chase Natives, Ernesto Reynoso's handing out. Good bowler there. Gabe Alvarez for sure. I think he's in my top 4. Chase, he just won, so you can't leave him out. But he really likes to hit up on it. So I don't know if he's in my number 1. Clay Rees, good bowler. Andy Kinney, I think, is in my top 5. Jaden Miller's been bowling really good. Gio's a scary one. I think he'd be on the fringe for me because he does throw it a little slower and hits up on it a decent amount. And he struggled at the Masters.
Yeah.
Alex is up there for me. You, Stevie, I think you got a good look here this weekend.
It depends on it. Based off of just what I'm seeing right now, I think it's going to be good to have a little softer hand and not try to manipulate it too much. Or it doesn't look like I'll have to try to make it hook at any time.
Nope.
Looks like there's plenty of friction. It's just whether or not you can kind of use it the right way to hit the 1-3.
Mm-hmm. Yannick makes his return this weekend.
Yeah.
Braden Link bowling. He bowled really well at the runner-up at the Trillion Mortgage in Lehigh. So I'd say those are probably my picks right now. My guys, who I think would win. I think I would probably I think Gabe would probably be my 1. I think Kyle maybe 4.
One of the almost undisputed top 5, not just here but in the world, named Anthony Simonson is here.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how you would not have to say he's
I'm torn.
your number 1. I just
torn
don't
between,
know.
Because Gabe's on here.
He is. Yeah. Yes, that is true. I think that we do have lots of sports books here in Vegas, but the odds, I just don't know how one of the best bowlers in the world is here. How you don't put him number 1?
Yeah, I think he would be on the odds, but I think it would be a bad bet because I don't know. Those guys, here's the thing with those guys, they never bowl on stuff like this. The experience level of bowling on something as light as this, that hooks as much as they do right now, very low.
That's true.
We're the only ones really going backwards. Most amateur tournaments I see, more and more and more oil, following kind of suit of what the professional tours do. And we're kind of pumping the brakes on more oil because I just think that it's just enabling more surface. You can, the more oil put, the more surface they're going to put on. We're going to have 80 grit pads here soon. Make them. So I think Anthony Simonson would be the favorite. I think it'd be a terrible bet. I would not put money on Anthony Simonson with the odds that Vegas would give him. Terrible value. But I'm torn between him, Alex, and I think I got you, Stevie, at 2. So it's like, who's the 3? Is it Alex or is it Simon?
Both incredible players, right?
I probably would go Simo because Alex just doesn't throw it very hard, and Simo can crank the speed up.
Simo can go really, and he's won the Masters in this bowling center.
Yep.
USBC Masters, and he
Yep.
wasn't wheeling it
No.
when he was doing it either. He was pretty firm and online. So, yeah.
So, yeah,
If he'll let me sponsor him in a squad, I'll take that. I mean, you said maybe I'm not a good bet in the sports book, but I'll sponsor him.
Oh yeah, you back him, sure. Just
I'll back him in the tournament.
put money on him to win.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good value. That's the problem. But I think Gabe's on a heater, and I think he has the game that's going to match up pretty well. I think you have a pretty good game that's going to match up to this pretty well. Yeah. The thing, I guess, this isn't in a rude way at all, but I don't know how much this matters to Anthony. So maybe it matters a lot, maybe it doesn't. So I just could see him getting checked out pretty quick.
A player of his caliber, they always they used to say that too when you reach a certain level, like where he's at. The Norm Dukes and Pete Webers, they said it the same thing too. They just start focusing on getting amped up for the majors, and sometimes just a regional type of an event, it maybe doesn't hold their attention as well.
So that would be my only, especially that'd be my fear if I was putting money on him to win the tournament on Vegas odds. Is if there's a bad break for anybody, how quickly they check out. But again, I think he has the game to put it together. I think he's probably the most versatile.
He can do anything.
I'm not sure it's really even close.
Do you think he's gonna? Is he gonna hook it up back it up the left side?
He practiced a little bit during the practice session.
A little bit of both, huh?
He never had to back it up.
Yeah.
But it could come to that, especially in the bracket.
Well, I don't even know though if he has to ever.
Yep.
Like he has to. He just sometimes chooses to. He just feels like doing it.
Yeah.
It's not always just a last resort thing.
Nope.
Sometimes he thinks that's a good way to bowl.
Yep. So he might pull it out in the bracket, if they get really toasty and you're in a 1-game match or 2-game match, and we saw Sorrell do that in Lehigh.
Yeah,
he was backing it up in his match.
Is he entered?
I don't know.
Sorrell?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Is he bowling? He's from
Yeah,
Vegas,
he's
right?
Yeah, he's right here.
He's going to bowl
signed
tomorrow.
Up one squad for
okay.
tomorrow.
Hey, maybe we'll be crossing together. Both bowling tomorrow at 12:30.
12:30.
Yeah.
It's
West Coast time.
Yeah,
Pacific.
it's nice
Time
coming
zone.
here. It's terrible going back.
Yeah.
You on your way here, you gain an hour. Midnight's
Yeah.
really 11 p.m.
Yeah.
You wake up at your normal time, and it's an hour earlier than you'd normally wake up.
Yeah.
And you go back,
Yeah.
the day gets short.
Not so much.
But isn't it? Is it not daylight savings this weekend? Or
It is,
Daylight
yes.
saving times ends.
Tomorrow night.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
So we got that going for us. We got a 230 over here on the main pair.
Ooh.
239, is that what I see? Yeah, 200 to 239.
Ooh. It's a nice game. I don't know who.
The scores are out there. Kenzie's on top of it. Let's go.
Okay.
Gabe Alvarez. Look at that.
Gabe Alvarez. Look
Yeah.
at that.
Michael Larea put up a 255. Randall Willett, 234. Mike Anna,
Ooh,
230.
there's some good
Yeah,
scores
some
here.
good scores this game. Yeah.
Good scores here on game 2.
Yeah, I know Kevin Valmonte last year went into the final game with a chance to set the scoring record.
Yes.
Needed 260 in the last game. Didn't get there. Shot 190, I think. But then that was a later set by Cameron Henning at the Tour Championship. Now he went to about a high-scoring affair. Westie's Garden Lanes provided that. The scores were out there to be had. He put up. Where's record? I think there we go. Records. What do we got here for Cameron? 1298. 1298 for 5 games.
1298. So he
Scorched
averaged almost 260. Just a couple pins
Scorched
shy. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, 1283 was the previous record, and again, Kevin Valmonte had a chance to break that. We almost had our 7th 300 game. Didn't quite get that. A 298.
Luke Brown with 2 300 games.
He has 2 300 games, and he has he went 300 278 to get the 570.
I haven't seen him in a while.
No,
It'd be nice to
he
see
is.
him back on the lanes.
He's taking a little break, a hiatus from bowling right now.
Yeah.
We gotta get your name up here on one of these, Stevie.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Mm-hmm.
Be nice. Maybe it's this week.
No,
You never know.
Put up an 800.
Yeah.
814.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Mark Curtis with a $190.
Yeah, 190 though.
It's not bad, but
Yeah, I was gonna say 88 over for 2. I'd take it.
I
If you
was
let
saying
me
that
jump in game 3 tomorrow, just starting at plus 88,
Yeah.
I will not turn that down.
I was saying that maybe he had a chance to shoot 800, but with a 190, that'll be tough. But at plus 88 is a good spot to be through 2.
Really good spot. That's right.
Especially as we're diving into the unknown when we get to game 3, 4, 5. You got a little bit of a pad there as the pattern breaks down, and I'm sure you're going to have to do some things you haven't done in the past to get your ball to do the right thing. Maybe a little loft, maybe a little float. Do 193. I got that messenger. You know what's really pretty? Adam Geschke has an Equinox Solid, which is a very pretty ball. Kenzie really wants one.
Yes.
Really wants one. Begging me for it. He shined his up.
Yeah.
The flat green, but shiny. So
Yeah.
there's no mica in it. It's not pearl.
Okay.
Looks real nice.
Nice.
And the gold letters, that's just a well put together ball. Well put together ball.
Looks good. Rolls good. Carries good.
Gets the 710 out of there for Mark. The carry here, Steve-O, is
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Pretty solid.
It's pretty good. We just put new pins in it over at Ben Lomond.
Yeah. Usually the new pins, sometimes they kind of hard to knock
they're-
over.
They weren't the easiest.
Were they?
you know.
Were they? Did you bowl Monday?
I did Monday. Yeah, it's at 684. I bowled pretty good.
684.
I think I was the high man on the lead that night.
That's well done.
We put the new long pattern out. It hooks a lot. And new pins, so it was hard to get the corner out. And yeah, I just kind of bowled good through my level. I haven't taken any other balls this year to league other than my level and my spare ball.
Tell you what, the levels have got a little resurgence in popularity.
You know who likes it a lot?
You know.
Brandon Sarah.
Yes.
Yeah, he had back-to-back 800s.
Back-to-back 800s, and he had a couple 300s and a 299, didn't he? In that stretch.
Yeah, he was
Just a couple
lacking.
weeks.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. I kind of figured out like my surface with it and got it in a nice little sweet spot. And it just kind of does the right thing. It doesn't hook too much for me. It hooks a little later than a pitch black does, but not necessarily more overall. Just a little bit of a different shape.
A little different shape.
So it doesn't hook as early. I don't have to murder it with surface to get it to hook. Like it. It's been nice. I don't have to drag around with 5 balls. I just bring my 2 balls. And I have my backpack. I should put my shoes in my top bag, my 2 bagger. Who's this? What? Oh, yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? You call me out on stream. It's okay. You call me out about my scoring.
I was trying to be
addition.
subtle.
No,
I was trying to be subtle.
My keeping track of the score. I get roasted about that. So let's not getting the games right. I bet we got some cut scores. So what are we at?
Got everyone
It's 3,
on the
right?
open. Got everybody but one. It's a 1 and 6 cut. Is that right?
6, yeah.
1 and 6.
1-6. We'll have at least 24. I think we'll get there naturally, but we'll have at least 24. One of those being the high woman out of the cut.
Okay.
And then we'll have a little Desperado Saturday night. One gamer.
Nice.
Get everybody together, throw one game out there on the burn. Get someone in. Make a little money. Second chance. We're doing cuts. So in the open division, plus 44. Plus 44. Still waiting on Vincent's score, but
Yep.
It's going to be close to there. In the honor division, plus 14. Nick Vanderbloom. Nice and consistent.
2-0, 2-team. Off and running.
Yep. So did you put up a score yesterday at golf, Steve, or were you just out there having fun?
Oh, I posted a score today.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was today.
It was today. That's right. Yep, it was this morning, and it's nice enough to have an invite from our curator at the
Memory Lane
Museum,
J.C.
Bill
Kramer.
Chrisman's Memory Lane Museum there, and J.C. Kramer. And so anyways, had a nice little group, 8 guys out there playing, and I was hitting the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty well for me.
Nice.
It never goes far, but it was going pretty straight.
Yeah.
And
Steve's MO.
kept it in front of me and kept it out of the bunker, out of the bunkers until 18. 18, I hit it in the bunker.
Yeah.
And I needed a par to keep it in the 70s to shoot 79.
Oh.
And I had
really?
my first double bogey of the day. And so I had 81 with
You're
the double.
scorching them then, huh?
Say that again?
You're scorching them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Felt good.
Now, I know some of the...
felt good.
I don't know how
Yeah.
the quality of course you played. I'm sure it was pretty good if JC brought you there. He likes his courses. But some of the courses on the cheaper end of the scale out here, it's a concrete bunker.
Oh,
You're chipping it.
yeah, I couldn't blame it on that. It wasn't.
No?
It was a high quality bunker.
Okay.
Yeah, it was nice. It was the golfer. Yeah, it was a poor swing, and yeah, I just can't blame it on course conditions. I tell you.
Yeah, the thing about bunker shots is if you don't practice them, you generally don't hit very many of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't practice one either before the round. Like I didn't drop any balls in the bunker. And ooh, that was kind of odd, wasn't it?
No.
Pin kind of got stuck, kind of hung up in the gutter a little bit. But you know, the one thing I'm noticing, just kind of kick back over to bowling a little bit here for a second, is I'm noticing that a couple of the players now you're starting to see the ball. I don't say as far as there's hold, because that wouldn't really be accurate. But I'm seeing the ball kind of maybe come off it a little smoother down lane, which might give you a little bit more kind of feeling like, okay, I'm not battling real sharp back ends anymore. Now I can kind of relax.
You're gonna get a little carry
So,
down.
a little yeah.
And smooth that out a little bit.
Kind of smooth it out a little bit. So, yeah, we might start to see a couple of them that do hit maybe a little softer game 3 than out of the. But theoretically, we should have a few. Not quite. Oh, what a shot that was,
That's
Morgan.
just cruising.
That was. Jim Smith's a good player.
All right. I don't know what the heck just happened. Huh.
Oh, power blip.
Well, it's just off. I got to go figure this out, Steve. So you're going to
Okay,
entertain us while I do that.
absolutely. All right, Chayton said entertain us. I don't know how entertaining I'm going to be for everybody, but I will kind of keep talking and just chat a little bit with you while he is out trying to check out some of these connections on some of the cameras and stuff. And I will take this opportunity to thank Chayton and Kenzie and their whole family for running this tournament, put on this event, running the Championship Bowling Tour, CB Tour, and for giving us a chance to get a little bit more exposure for the Coach K Scholarship, which while he's out here, I'm just going to give you just a quick little synopsis, tell you kind of where it came about and why it's here and what we've been doing with the scholarship program here. So as some of you might be aware, I did go to and graduate from Wichita State University, and when I was there, the very first thing I found out when I was in Wichita was that there was a gentleman named Skip Wilson, and he had basically what was just called the Skip Wilson Scholarship, and it was a scholarship that was awarded every year to one of the in-state players, somebody native to Kansas, and he had been doing that for several years, and that was really the only sort of alumni-funded scholarship that there was back then when I got there. That was in the early to mid 1990s, and then in 2010 he was still the only one doing it, and we decided to say, hey, you know what, this is a great thing, and it took a long time to get there because it was a long time after I graduated, but we decided in 2010, hey, better late than never, so why don't we just start it and get this new scholarship going. And it was kind of a bit of an inspiration from Skip, and thankfully since then there have been a lot of ex-Shocker players, just some alumni like myself, who have decided to do the same thing and started their own scholarship and give it back to the bowlers. You know, a lot of people know when you do go to college, there's a lot of expenses that are associated with it, and those of us who have been able to get some scholarships along the way will help cover some of those costs, but it is still, there is a lot of money that comes out of your pocket when you are trying to get college education, and so we figured it was a good thing to basically give back to some of the student athletes there at Wichita State University on the bowling team. And there have been, I couldn't even begin to start thanking all the people who have contributed to and have supported the scholarship. But I will kind of say there have been just a huge number of people now. Darren and Allison Fitzsimons are two of the alums. I bowled with both of them, and they've been instrumental along the way and kind of been our biggest supporter right there with me the whole time. But we've had so many other contributors, Melissa Lang, and there have been so many that have done the same and kind of been giving back to the program through the Coach K Scholarship. So it's not just me, believe me, but it's just nice to have these some of these events like the Coach K Scholarship Tournament, which does help raise money and fund this. So, and we've been donating every year now, say since 2010. So we are got about 16 years in now so far that we've been doing this, and have been able to give back to the program around $70,000 total now over 16 years. So we're super proud of that, happy to do so, and looking forward to continuing to do that into the future. So it's been a great thing, and thanks to you all for bowling in, participating, and watching this event, because that's how we are able to keep doing so. Keep giving back to the sport and giving back to the student athletes there in Wichita. We have an official Andy Kinney sighting here in the bowling center. He's here. Andy Kinney is one of our top 5 guys. One of our top 5 guys. He's been bowling so good. He's won so many tournaments now in the last couple of years. We can't even really keep track how many. But he is our reigning Storm Utah Open champion as well, too, which you covered last year, Chayton. And we will be doing so again, coming here the third weekend of January in Salt Lake City, Utah. A lot of added money. Last year we had almost 700 entries again. Super popular event, and excited to have Chayton cover all the action as well too here. So make sure you tune in for that third weekend in January.
It just died on us. What do you do? Darren just sent the wicked messenger over here.
I'm sure that's might be his first wicked messenger today. I don't know if it's his first messenger, but we've seen some good messengers out here. You know, as the bowlers get settled in a little bit more comfortable, more confident. I think too, once it kind of gets now here to game 3, game 4, we're able to see some of these players get their hand around it a little bit too. So when you get a little more axis rotation, now all of a sudden you got the ball coming in. Even that shot there from Anthony, you saw that ball had some shape down lane. He kind of got his hand around the side of it, and it definitely mixed up the pins nicely.
See how this is our first chance to get to see how it transitions. I haven't seen it. It looks pretty similar to where it started. I don't see too many guys massively far left from where they started. That was one thing, like I said, last year, it didn't necessarily break down a ton faster than it did when it was, you know, just a fully realized pattern with all the mills of oils when we cut it down. So the shiny balls don't absorb, don't take off oil off the lane as quickly.
So it doesn't seem to change the lane quite as fast.
No, doesn't seem so. Darren's bullet on the pair that he's on the masking unit of. Right there with our apparel EFX pair here. He's got a big smile. He's bowling
on his pair. That's
he's
right.
bowling on his lane.
His lane. Look at that.
Bowling with Brianna.
Yeah. Talk about the big messengers, and man, he threw it good. He was our anchor bowler there in our doubles match in San Jose. And first one was flush. Second one, I thought the messenger was going to hit it just in front of it.
Those are the worst.
Right down to the wire. It was such a good match.
Those are the worst.
Yeah.
I like where Darren's at now. It looks like he's a little more left and a little steeper. His ball's kind of hitting that friction and stopping. And then that one was a little light and crumbled the bucket out, but I like what he's doing. This might be where not having that thumb in the way, you can start to generate some more rotation.
Yeah, that's right. Tim Smith bowled us at Nationals. Did you know that?
Did he?
Jake?
Yeah.
Did.
How'd he bowl?
He was on our team. Bowled pretty good. He was on our team a couple years ago.
What kind of show are you running here, Steve? What are we doing out here? Yeah? Is that right?
Astronomical.
All right, as we're getting here near the end of game 3, kind of see some good action here. You kind of just barely off camera there, you saw Darren Tang's ball struck in the 9th for a triple. He had 105 in the 6th, so he's got a max score of 225. And with a 180, 190 start, 23 under, he can get back to plus if he doubles in the 10th and gets at least 8 on the fill. He'll be right back in contention. Okay, Michael's coming up here on lane 13 for us. He started out 176, 172, so he's 52 under right now, but he is working on a strike, but he has not struck yet on the left lane. Spare strike, open strike, looking to double. And out, just thought he was going to get away with it, but ball definitely crept. Went high and across the head pin. A bit of a wry smile there on lane 14. Out of Kyle Ortiz for the double. A little too early to be talking max scores, but that was a great conversion there. Great conversion there from Tim Smith.
Yeah. You can get to 67. Yep.
3-9-10. Not an easy spare, I can tell you that.
Nope. Don't want to be looking at that.
Yeah. Michael just hooked by the 9 pin, unfortunately. Lane 13, but looks like we're got Morgan Robinson coming up here on lane 9. Runs through the face. 2-7. Now Darren back up on his signature. Ooh, this is a 11th frame. He's working on the 4-bagger. How's he like it? Posted it up, mixed it up.
See, now
nice.
It looks getting real good. You see how much steeper he is?
He's getting good, yeah. Well, 5-bagger, 225.
Yep.
He strikes here on the fill, and he was 23 under, so get back to even or plus.
That'll light you up.
Definitely keeps him right there tight in the running. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're shaking in your boots. You see 298 get thrown up there, but you gotta stay. It's 5 games, not so. I like his look a lot better now. He's kind of opening up the lane a little bit. It's getting whatever ball he's in now. It's kind of getting through it a little better. He can get it further right and make the corner. So now he can kind of use all that reverse oil that's on 16 and 13, and that's some hold.
And it's his lane, Something to be said for that.
That was a little more
when
up
you got
the
your
lane.
own picture on the lane you're bowling on, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got to be pretty good to get your face on the
Get your
masking
face on a masking unit. That's right.
We need to get you up there, Stevie.
I know.
We got to get
man.
you a W.
Hey, I was trying. Now it didn't cost me because it was just to extend the roll off. I might still have lost a frame later, anyways. But I remember throwing what I thought was a pretty good shot.
It was pretty good
to stay in it, and it just.
You've thrown 2 very good shots on the CB Tour that have not struck and have been pretty painful.
Memorable ones for sure. So, who knows? Maybe I'll go Brooklyn and carry this time.
Yep. You're adding to your karma bank is getting full.
Yeah,
you
karma
need to cash
bank.
it out.
Yeah.
But now we got the 3-shot shootouts instead of it just being a 1-ball roll-off.
Yeah.
3
true.
shots.
3 shots. So maybe you can survive a bad break better if you got 3, possibly. Tough to say. Might still come down to the last shot. You never know. But at least if your first shot, you get hit a bone 7 pin like that or solid 8, doesn't mean you're automatically out. You still alive for a couple more shots, right?
Yeah, so someone's going to have to throw a 3-bagger.
Speaking of solid, good shots there. Mark Curtis on the solid 9 threw it good.
That was a good shot.
Oh, Morgan Robinson, boy, he's a good bowler, isn't he?
Solid.
Solid
Wins champion.
Player, yeah. Ooh, kiss of death. Sorry about that, Morgan. Although you do see somebody on that pair. It does have the front 6.
Yep.
Not sure who it is. How's this scoring pace for you, Chayton? Do you have a desirable kind of a high-low medium pace when you put this pattern out and you're like, well, I kind of like it to be around here. I think that a certain number is going to make the cut. kind of a thing, or what's your take on that?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I don't know if I necessarily look at scoring pace per se. I generally like it between like 30 and 70 being the cut over. Average a little under 210 to make it, or a little over 210 in the open division. However, I mostly look at its playability of multiple styles, since we have a wide range of styles and bowlers. So I never really want someone to feel locked out because of the way that they bowl. So I look more at that rather than the scoring pace. And I generally don't like them to be too difficult, even though we put out a couple difficult patterns. But it's the same playing field for everybody, and I want to try to make sure that playing field is even as possible, so that not just the guys who can hammer on it or the guys who don't or whatever have success.
So really, it's not the number, like, oh, it's got to be this score is a good or bad score. It's really just more, are there different ways to hit them? You know, if my style is two-hander, ton of revs, I might have a look. If I'm just go right up, kind of down and in with very little revs, but I'm accurate, I still might have a look. That's what you're kind of what you're going for.
Can I test you to be versatile? Can we make I don't really love sitting and doing the same thing for 5 straight games. Can I test you to do something you've never done before? Be creative, not just throw the same balls over and over and over again, stuff like that. So much less focused on the scoring pace, much more focused on what can we do with bowling that's not been done, but isn't being currently done. Where it feels like a lot of tournaments, you're using the same balls or you're playing in the same part of the lane, no matter what is put out there. And I think we've done a decent job throughout the years of, you have to throw really strong balls, or you have to come here and you got to throw balls that are a little cleaner, or you have to, do whatever. Not saying that I planned that a mix would win a tournament, but no one normally throws a mix. Locked out two-handers, Yannick says. I don't know about that. Hiya. Is this a multi-day event? Yep. The cut? You think so? What are they? Yes, send it.
Kind of some good insight right there.
What did I just say, though?
That sounds.
Do something you've probably never done before.
Right.
When's the last time you started with your weakest ball
you
balled up?
And you said versatility is important too, in terms of making sure you're moving around on the approach, target, feet, and changing balls.
Yep.
Too. So, sounds like that's Darren's plan there for the last couple games.
Yep. Interesting. I do think a ball like a lightning blackout would be very good. Typhoon,
because it's stable, right? Because it
Typhoon.
has a little less diff and
a little higher RG, kind of trying to get it to resist changing direction till a little later in the lane.
All right, I'm gonna fly back to Utah, get my Typhoon, and come back.
You should have.
What do you think?
I'm surprised you guys didn't look at the pattern and think, especially after last year, I'm going to need some stuff that's going to get through the front part of the lane.
Marsh is still flying.
Yeah.
I could,
Yep.
Might be throwing that in their carry-on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, grab my Typhoon. Oh boy, Hayden King.
That was you.
That
not on
was-
lane 12, but
that was
the blower 7 here.
Ah, yeah.
Painful.
Painful.
Don't think it's hard to hit the pocket. It's very difficult.
And this is in a bowling center it's known for good carry too. So
Yeah, I think
yeah.
not a lot of people are used to seeing their balls. Like I haven't missed the pocket a whole lot.
$12.30. That's when you're bowling, Steve-O?
12:30 tomorrow. That's right. Second squad. So you get a nice breakfast in the morning. Come watch a little bit of the early action, and then we'll plan on shoeing up for 12:30.
What's your prediction on cut score? 3 games into our block here.
I tell you what. I think where it's at, it's not gonna. I'm gonna say 40 over.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to get as low as even.
No.
But I think as guys figure it out, you
Yeah.
know, I'm sure there's people with some
'Cause
surface out
the
there.
The thing that I see right now, like, and we just saw Darren just doubled up there, but he was kind of saying it as the games go on. When you move inside, you're not forced to fight really the fronts. It kind of settles down a little bit, and you can actually ball up a little bit when you move. And
Lane's hook throw your
Yeah.
there's some inside advice here from Mr. Darren Tang.
I'll tell you what, it's way more fun behind the screen than doing it.
Well, it's easy to be more critical, that's for sure. When we're right back here.
You know, I've been on the receiving end of some critique.
Some critique.
Yeah. Bowlers are very happy to share their opinions, especially if it doesn't suit their game. I'll let you know. But yeah, like once you get into where that reverse block comes in, there's some stability in the pattern where it doesn't want to just spark as soon as your ball touches the link. So you just kind of got to be smart, and I guess wait it out or figure out. I mean, Mark Curtis figured out the fresh.
You know who's got it figured out right now on 9 and 10?
Who's that?
Anthony Rose.
Tony Rose?
6-bagger, 9 spare double.
Oh, yeah.
In about 1 second here, we're going to have, we got a fill ball coming up on, here he comes. He's coming up on lane 10, it looks like. Yeah.
Tony
Potential
Rose.
to shoot 279.
Big game.
Man.
Big game. And he currently leads.
And he's 50 under right now. So
is he in the open
he
division?
could be 20 over. Yeah, look at that.
He's had a couple good tournaments. Got himself in the open division. Big games. Where's he at? Oh.
Minus
Well, this
53.
would completely flip that, wouldn't it?
Yep. So just a mark here in decent count, he's going to be plus.
Nope.
But he can get all the way up to plus 26.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he's set up right here. He definitely gets the right shoulder down in the setup, doesn't he? Big swing. How's he like it? Oh,
See
nice.
that? This is kind of where I think the.
Looks like it could be a level he's throwing,
Could
actually,
be.
to me.
I threw
And
a
you
level
saw
when I
that.
tested
You
it.
saw. I know we got at least one ball right of there at the break point that came back when he kind of mashed the head pin. You know, hit the pocket really good.
Yeah, that's where I think the
So
speed,
now he's in the 260s.
the speed dominant bowler,
Yeah.
a little softer hand. You might be able. He's way further right than Darren's able to play. So he gets that hold to the left, and
Whoa,
that's a bunch of friction he can feel.
13. I don't know if you caught that. 13 was a big bird dog.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna have a few of those this weekend. A few.
When's the first time you heard the term bird dog?
I think Hank told it to me downstairs.
You know where Hank went to school?
Ohio State, right?
No.
I thought he's a big Buckeye fan. I thought he went to Ohio State. Where'd he go to school?
West Texas State.
West Texas State.
That's right.
Huh.
And Texas is the first. That's where I first heard the term bird dog. I went down there. They had a
What is a bird dog?
Texas Scratch Masters tournament, and went down there and I heard, "Ooh, bird dog," and I was like, I didn't know what you're talking about. How a bird that takes off, boom, and it just like, boom, and it sees that bird, and it goes off like a bullet over
okay, like
to
a hunting dog.
Yeah, like a hunting dog, exactly.
I see.
That
Now it
bird
makes a lot
dog.
of sense.
Yep. Oh, a nice 265 from
Tony
Anthony
Rose?
Rose. Yeah, what a game. Nice game. Physics blackout. Just saw the label there. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, they're starting to open up a little bit for some people. Up.
Yeah, right now we've got Anthony Rose with 265 just popped in the number. Look at that.
From basically bottom two to
Yeah.
in the cut in one game.
Yeah.
Bangarang Rufio.
Darren Tang, spare double, spare strike this game. He's in fifth. He's about 10 pins out of the number.
I feel like
Looking to climb his way back in. Gabe hit a rough pair there, game 3, huh? Ball reaction, but he's still only 20 pins back, so he can make that up here in just a
I have a feeling
couple of frames.
the cut's going to be tight.
They sure look like the scores could be tight. Yep, that's right. And what happens when the scores are tight? That puts extra emphasis on the spare
Spares,
shooting.
yeah.
Boy, the spares seem to like always make the difference whenever it's close.
Mm-hmm.
You whiff a couple, it just costs you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
when they're high scoring, you whiff a spare, throw a six-bagger, make up for it. But
Yep. It's
I like Ken Fong's jersey there. Kind of cool style.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a little bit of like a baseball jersey.
Yeah, a little bit of baseball jersey. Pretty sharp. We got Chad McLean's on the TV pair here.
Yeah, with bowling with Ken.
Yeah.
Chado mid pack.
You guys are teammates too. aren't you?
Chado? Yeah.
Yeah.
Monday night.
Yeah.
The penultimate game here with the 3 p.m. squad. Yeah, you're gonna have to be pretty good at the bottom of it. You're gonna have to hit your target, and you're gonna have to be, precise with the
There we go. See that ball? I think
hand.
earlier in the squad games 1 and 2, that ball goes high, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And now, kind of gives you a little bit of settle down, a little hold. You can kind of get your hand in it and
Yep.
get kind of. I don't know. I like 40. 40 is that's my
Yeah,
number
I
for
think
me.
so. Especially as people watch.
That's
they're gonna
kinda
get
what
with the
I
right
think.
equipment. Oh, Eric Tashida.
that one hurt.
That's filthy.
Filthy.
This is a really good shot here. That just misses it. Rails right by the 8-pin. Oh, filthy.
And he's 38 under. He's chasing Nick Vanderbloom by about 50 pins right now.
Yeah. Nick's just even Stevens here. 02, 12, 200.
Yeah.
This is just nice, even
Yep.
keel.
2-0, 2-team, 2-0. Some steady bowling.
What do we got? Plus 12 in the Open Division.
Yep, after 3 games.
3.
Randall Willett, Darren Tang, Gabe Alvarez, and Hayden King all just chasing him down. Speaking of Chase Nadeau's in ninth right now.
Yep.
190, 190, 180. So he's up on lane 12.
He's having a better game this game.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yep.
Oh,
Having a better game this game.
spare and 5-bagger.
Yeah. They're finally into
That's
the.
a good way to make up some pins in a hurry, isn't
I
it?
think a little bit like you said, they're finally into the meat of the pattern.
Yeah.
So they're not fighting
Yeah.
all that friction. They're using the friction that's there to
Yeah.
the right. And then it's a
Well,
little
Hayden-
slower down lane.
Hayden King, he was a Storm Dream staff.
He was, yeah. He had a good run at the Utah Open.
Yeah. Earned his Storm amateur staff contract, which anybody who wants to be on the Storm staff for a $10 side putt, you get in that, you can earn a staff contract
Yep.
with Storm for just $10. That was the whole premise of starting the Storm Utah Open, was based off of a chance to earn your way onto the Storm staff. And Hayden King is a man who has done that, yeah. He's going in the Navy. Did
Is
he
he?
tell you?
No.
Yeah.
He's going to the Navy?
Into the Navy.
When's that?
Said it's happening here shortly. Sounded like it was going to be happening in the winter.
Oh, good for him. Mark Curtis did get into the high game pot, so he did take game one high game by a lot. Violent.
Wow, look at that. Game 2,
212. Nick Vanderbilt
212
sneaks out
won it.
high game
Won the
pot.
high game pot. All right, Chase Nadeau up on lane 11 here.
For a
Working on a
six-bagger?
5-bagger.
Oh yeah.
And now it's a 6-bagger.
He's got some momentum.
Yes, he does.
He's throwing that with some swagger.
Yeah. It's funny. You can always see confidence level, but
Oh yeah.
your ball reaction improves, your confidence improves, and all of a sudden you start to.
Yeah. Especially in bowling, like
Oh,
like
man.
the swing just looks a little different when you got some confidence. There's no hitches in it. You're not grabbing it at the bottom. You're just bowling. You can definitely tell what someone's feeling. Maybe it's like the repetitiveness because you're throwing so many shots. Like golf, it's one shot, then you hit a drive, then you hit a chip, then you hit a putt, whatever. When someone's bowling good, you can tell by their body language they're bowling good.
All right, Chayton, I know you're going to be with everybody for a while, but I'm going to be heading out. Today it's a big day
What's that?
in Nevada, but around the country as well too. You know that today is Halloween.
Oh, yeah, it is
Today
Halloween.
is Halloween. Got to wish everybody a happy Halloween. And for all of we are in Vegas. For all of our Las Vegas natives and our friends in Reno, it is actually a Founders Day for Nevada.
Is it?
It is. So we always got off October 31st when I was here growing up. And I always thought it was for Halloween. I thought everybody got off for Halloween. But no. Founders Day.
Well, there you go. I didn't know that. Halloween. Are you guys doing anything for Halloween? You going out to the club? You and Marcia?
She is going to be flying in here in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am going to be having dinner with my mom and stepdad, and then picking up the missus after that. So
Yeah, and then going to
Looking forward.
Omnia.
I don't know. It's it'll be up to Mrs. K what she'd like to do. She's going to be asking me about the tournament pattern.
Yep.
So she's going to be focusing on her bowling tomorrow.
Yeah, I think Marcia will bowl good.
I
here.
think so too. Chase Nadeau's bowling good.
Especially if they can get to the bracket and they can, on the fresh, they can
That's
just
right.
play that little, play right where, people
Yep.
like Darren can't, people like Chase can't get right there because their ball just hooks too much and they can
That's
kind of
right.
get through it and use the friction and the hold.
That's right.
Dangerous.
Dangerous. All right, Chase Nadeau. coming up in the 9th frame
Oh,
here.
yeah. That's
Working
pretty-
on a 7-bagger, looking for. Oh, he had a little extra pizzazz on
Yeah,
that
a
one.
little
Saw
bit.
his hand. He gave
Yeah.
it a little extra juice.
Yep.
You could tell. He just
Fortunate not to
Which-
split there.
normally works great, but I think he's been a little softer with it.
Yep.
But it's okay, Hey.
Oh, Gabe
Oh,
Alvarez.
baby. Get you some.
Messing around the 4 and I.
Get you some.
Ooh. That was dirty.
Look at this.
That
Let's
is
go,
very
baby.
high.
Let's go.
Boink, boink.
Oh, yeah.
And he liked it, too.
He likes it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him. I'd like it too.
You.
All right, Chayton.
Okay. You have a good
Have
Halloween.
a good night. Happy Halloween to you, and thanks everybody for tuning in. And look forward to chatting with everybody all weekend long.
Yes, sir. We'll be here.
All right.
See you later, Stevie.
Peace.
Peace be unto SK as things are kicking off here at Coach K's Scholarship Open with our first squad. Our first squad here. And it's been a pretty good one so far. We've seen a lot of different things. Scoring pace not too high, not too low. Yeah, I'm liking where things are at. I am liking where things are at. Chase Native bowling really good. Some decent games and not so decent games out there. I would say that basically anybody's got a chance. Anybody's got a chance. Darren Tank 237. 237 for his 4th game. He's now plus 39 and in the number. If he can have another decent game, I think he'll be pretty safe with plus 40 or in the 50s. Yeah, we're chilling here on Halloween night, 5 o'clock here at the Gold Coast in Las Vegas, Nevada. We bring you action live from the Coach K Scholarship Open. Let's go back to Chase Day to see if he can finish out this game that he's got going here. Does he like that one? High flush, bang, got it. Bigger egg Rufio. King crosses over. Alvarez through the face. Hello. Trying to figure out Darren's shirt. It is a apparel EFX. So the lane we're on now on the 11 and 12, the apparel EFX pair He uses Apparel EFX. We are with Apparel EFX. They make great jerseys. Chad McLean's in an Apparel EFX jersey as well. I think you can get all of Darren's jerseys on Apparel EFX's website. Head to apparelefx.co. Check out their jerseys. How's it going, buddy? Nick Vanderbloom's mom, what's up? How's it going? He's bowling pretty good. I haven't seen Nick actually very much throw many shots. He's on our marquee pair, though, so I'll switch it over to him on his next ball. Shadow through the face. There's Gabe Alvarez. He gets 9. That was a pretty good break to get 9 there. So Michael Arce, who was also in an Apparel EFX jersey. Oh, high flush, count it. Really good shot. Back over here, there's Grimes and Nick Vanderbloom. 237, huh? No? No? Leave some out there?
Oh, yeah, last week.
Just couldn't carry or miss spares?
A couple bad shots. I mean, on the high end. Very high end and middle pressure.
Yeah.
Slobby.
Yeah. They hook less over there?
They were a little fresher, so they're
Yeah. Steve predicts around 40 over. Yeah, that would be a little safer. It's hard to judge these things. Everybody walks in tomorrow and they all know how to play them, and they don't bring any surface, and they whack. Could get worse. It's always an option. Yeah, it looks good. Did you do any? What are you throwing now? Have you been throwing that the whole time? Looks good. It looks like you're maybe a little steeper. Yep. 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 Yeah. Probably a good move. Did you see the pattern graph? This is the first time you bowl on one of my patterns. Yep. Everything. Yep. It's different. It worked really good in Lehigh. It didn't work very good in Roy at spare time, and it works decent here. I think it's not as disastrous as it was at spare time. Yeah. It's I don't know. I'm trying to put a speed bump in the middle part of the lane essentially instead of at the end of the pattern. I feel like at the end of the pattern for people who aren't great bowlers, it makes them way too hard. And then, yep. And then I don't love when we get, a pattern where we just stand and throw urethane for 5 games and average 250. That's yep. So, well, I hear ya. I think it's working. Last year with the 19 mil pattern, Alex threw balls he's never thrown before. I think it's working decent here. It's a little different. Yep. Yeah, we're kind of pumping the brakes on just dumping more and more oil. Because I feel like the more oil you put, the more surface you'll use. Yep. It's worked okay so far. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Play a little closer to the friction. Yep. Yep. The bracket's going to be interesting when you get paired against someone like that on the fresh. And they can play 10 right of you. That's going to be a tough break. Yep. Yeah. That's. Yep. Remember the first year we were here, we didn't do a practice session. We just raw dogged the first round, the first set of qualifying with the pattern on the house shot, and they were the China. You could throw them anywhere. And then they progressively got harder and harder. So that was a learning curve. We made sure we get a practice session or run them once, get the brush saturated, kind of thing. Yep. I feel like that's what we see the most of, is they generally get easier because everybody starts to migrate to the right spot, and then they break them down the right way. Yep. Watch your ball hook it 30 feet. Mhm. What pair are you on now? Yeah, 3 and 4 apparently broke. I don't know, something with the ball return. Then 1 and 2 apparently have twisters or plastic pins or something. They're Brunswick pins. Does Brunswick make plastic pins? Oh. Okay. All right. Yeah. So then we moved them from 3 and 4 to 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 to 17, 18. So they got behind a little bit. Yep. We generally don't use 1 and 2. They just, to be honest, I got told, hey, they're moving to 1 and 2. I was like, okay. And then 2 minutes later, 1 2's got twisters. I was like, oh, well, we better figure this out. Yep. Yeah, didn't have any of the practice or anything on it. Yep. Yep. All right, whack 'em. Darren Tango. Whacking 'em. He's turned it heat up 180, 190, 220, 230. So he has figured something out. Yeah. And we are nearing the end of game number 4. Scores will start to trickle in. Lost the face for your got a 213 from Mark Curtis, a 260 from Chase Nadeau, that 230 from Darren Tang, Randall Willett with a 230 to get plus 40. So Darren's now 1 back out of the cut. I don't know what Tony Rose has done. He's plus 12. Gabe Alvarez backs up his buck 40 to 204, so he's minus 5. It's going to take. It's going to be difficult to run away, I think. And we've seen Mark Curtis, and he did it shooting 290. So. That's what I think it's going to take you throwing a big game or two to actually spread yourself out. Otherwise, can boy. Well, if we saw that crumbled pocket, Lily would call that pocket shot. But to the face there for Darren. Darren is moved way left and yeeting it over the friction. Fresh oil every squad? Yes. It better be. Look how far left there. Yeah. It's game 5. Game 5. It is fresh oil every squad. And the cut right now is plus 40 in the open edition. Plus 40 in the open. That is Mark Curtis plus 91, Chase Nadu plus 43, Randall Willett plus 40. That is through the face. Darren really struggling to get his ball through the front part of the lane. Darren Ting plus 39, Gabe Alvarez minus 5, Michael Lorea minus 7, Anthony Rose minus 29, Hayden King minus 30, Adam Geschke minus 44, and 10th Chadwick Lane minus 53. In the under division, we have minus 7 is the number. That's Nick Vanderboom, Eric Tashida minus 48, Kyle Ortiz minus 126, Elena Purdy minus 130, and Chuck Gallivan is minus 154. So minus 7. The number. The under. But they do be hooking a lot of it. Especially on 9 and 10. 9 and 10 is hooking an insane amount of it. Darren's pulling some balls off that rack. Vincent Jablonski strikes. What's Mark Curtis doing? Packs it. I think Mark Curtis's look is phenomenal. see what Darren does here. That's a better ball, Bones and 9. Yeah, you too, man. See it. 9. It starts at 9 o'clock. Yep. No, that's good. Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Oh, Marky Mark with a chop. Is that? Oh, it's the 9th frame. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's got a $180. Can shoot 2-team. Can shoot 2-team. It's Tim Smith, though. He's not nearly as far left as Darren. Can't trip the 4. 2-8-10 for Vincent. Jawanska. Darren's going to reset. I don't know if he's gonna reset himself. I don't know. For all the squads, all squads combined. What was that? What'd Chato do? Oh, he's falling apart in this game. Chase Dino 209, Hayden King 190. Those are your first 2 scores in. Ooh, Michael Arce with that ugly split on a decent ball. Is that 190 for Darren? Oh, and a 4. I think he shot 200, didn't he? Yeah. He shot 220. Both pretty good. He's yeeting it, though. He was a yeeting it. Oh, that ball missed it completely for Mark Curtis. Put together a good set. Oh, he's going to be your squad leader, and he is going to be here on Sunday. He has guaranteed himself a spot. Say through the face. Let's go to Gabe Alvarez. Oh, wraps it in. A really good shot. He's grinding this game. Double, spare, spare, spare. Open, strike, strike. See you later. No, she got that in the fall. Vincent. Bangarang Rufio. Yeah, that one's cooked, huh?
18 left.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Just topography, someone bowled on it and wrecked it? Yeah.
Felt like my ball was kind of floating a little in the air, but parallel to the land at the same time.
Huh. Interesting.
I got a little luck on the right lane, but I thought I could have been good.
Shoot 220? That's a good game, though.
I'm willing to bet that's the best game in the league. Not score-wise, but all things considered.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen you yeeting it. It's a good score.
Good enough?
I think so. Yeah. What are you playing?
Don't know.
No?
Might not be able to play it on Saturday.
My dad and I played Legacy Club on Thursday. Yeah. It was good. Yeah, decent, pretty decent. My brother said they killed it or something. They worked the irrigation and it overseeded it. It looks good now. Yeah. Yeah. The greens are in decent shape.
My buddy's best man.
Which one? Who is this?
He goes by Huddy.
Oh, okay. That's dope.
I think it's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him.
You think 200? That's a stretch. That would be an incredible set. Yeah. I think if he locks in, he doesn't. Yeah. If he doesn't check out, I think he can. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That would be my only fear with Sino is that he checks out. I do think that I think just objectively, he's probably the best bowler in the field. Good bowling mark. But I do think that he can adapt to the pen. Yeah, you did. You did exactly that. But I do think he can adapt to this the best. Throwing it really fast. I don't think he'll ever need to waft it over the gutter like Darren did because he could just start adding speed. I think one of the more overlooked pieces of adaptability. Oh, change your rotation. You can change where you're playing on the lane, but if you can change your speed, you can really start to create angles and such. Not possible with the other adjustments. So. It's just, I know he's bowled this tournament before, bowled a bad game the first game, and then kind of checked out. So he can lock in. Scores aren't super high. You're gonna get away with averaging 210 or less in the open division. I think he could if he locks in and he bowls good. I think if anyone, like I said, it's the addition of that speed is really going to help him over everybody else in creating that shape. He can be soft with it and throw it hard and get rotation around it. Vincent's balls scare the crap out of him. So Darren Tang currently second. Randall Willett plus 52 is tied with Chase Nadeau. Michael Larea plus 5. Gabe Alvarez gets to minus 18. That 140 really kicked him in the nuts. Yeah, good. Yeah, Randall, right? Yeah, good bowling, man. Mm-hmm. I don't hate it. I All right, well, we have a few more, can't get that out. More people to bowl. This was the pair where the lane broke down. They are now done. Hayden King with 90, Tim Smith with 99. That went equal to 160s in the middle there. Hurt him a little bit. And Robinson struggled. You come with dinner with us? That's true. Well, guys, there it is. There you have it. There you have it. There you are. The words of Schlemmer. Yep. Thoughts. We'll see you guys 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. I'll be here. I hope I will see you guys as well as I wrap a few things up. But that's the qualifying. Mine is plus 52, the cut in the open division. Plus 52. It's the tie between Randall Willett and Chase Nadeau. In the under division, it's going to be minus 11, Nick Vanderpool. To cut. Mark Curtis will be in the cashes round. However, that score plus 94 is probably a good score regardless. Tonight, it'll be a top 5 score. So, cool. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. right here at the Gold Coast.